Good lion, bad lion. That's my title today. In AD 64, in the vision that God showed the Apostle John on the remote island of Patmos in the Mediterranean, he saw the throne room of God. And John saw that around the throne, in the centre of each side of the throne, were 4 living creatures. And the first of those living creatures was a lion. Now, in the 1990s, last century, my wife Véronique, she goes regularly to the throne room of God, and in the throne room, she told me on one occasion the throne was empty, but looking around, she saw the most beautiful lion. She had no fear of him, approached him and ran her fingers through his mane. There were other creatures there, but she was most surprised by a kind of squawk above her head. She lifted her eyes and looked up, and there was an eagle, a white eagle, symbolic of prophetic, circling around the throne. So when Véronique saw the throne room and when John saw the throne room, not a great deal had changed. There were animals, including lions. In chapter 5, that was, by the way, in Revelation 4, verse 6 and 7. In chapter 5, John gave more details of this magnificent lion. One of the elders of the Sanhedrin said to me, "Stop weeping. The Lion of the tribe of Judah has overcome and conquered, and he can open the scroll and break the seals." Revelation 5:5. Now we know from this verse that our victorious Saviour Jesus can appear in heaven as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Judah, of course, being the tribe of King David. This lion is the good lion that I'm talking about in my title. He is strong and protective. In the world of lions in the wild, there is one dominant male. He had to gain that position by fighting off other contenders. The lionesses watch the fights. They have to be convinced that the lion with whom they allow to mate with them has the necessary genetic dominant pool to pass on to their offspring. Once the dominant lion is recognised, the remaining male lions leave the pride. And then the lionesses are convinced that the leader, the one that's chosen, is strong enough to protect them without needing to be bossy or bullying them and showing off. He's the natural leader, the strong one. The lionesses that hunt provide food for their lion king. They're fast and efficient in killing fresh meat. The lion protects, the lionesses provide. That's the work share. It's a team effort. Lion and lionesses submit to the task that's needed to be done, to feed and care for their family and to enjoy having fun and satisfying sex. There is no gender confusion. The lionesses cannot lie in the sun all day when the family needs to eat. They have to hunt. Now, in the human family, of course, when the kids are hungry, mum has to shop. In the New Testament family, husbands and wives have got clear roles. This is in Ephesians 5 and it's in verses 21 to 25. Be in submission to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, be submissive, adapt yourself to your husbands. For the husband is the head of the wife, like Christ is the head of the church. As the church is subject to Christ, so let wives be subject to their husbands. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. Now that, as I say, was Ephesians 5:21 to 25. Now let's just have a quick think about this word submission. Submission is submission. I made a bit of a space in there on purpose. Sub as a prefix means under, and mission means an assignment. So if my wife is cooking lunch, and it was so when I wrote this article, I called down to see if she wanted help. If she was tired or with too much to do, in the preparation of the meal. My job is to get under her assignment. That's submission. And of course, wash the dishes at the end. That goes without saying. Husbands protect, provide and lead. That's their role, with Christ himself as the model to follow and copy. It isn't even a consideration for a lioness to be the protector of the family. There are no arguments in the pride as to who is right and who is wrong. It's the Lion of Judah. That should be the one who's always right. He should have preeminence in all things in a family. Colossians 1:18. By contrast, the world system is owned and ruled by the prince and power of the air. Ephesians 2 and verse 2. His chief demons or principalities rule the nations. So it was no empty boast when the devil said to Jesus and tempted him in the wilderness, I'll show you all the kingdoms of the world and I'll give you all this power and authority because it's been turned over to me and I'll give it to whoever I will. The devil is in charge of the kingdoms of the world, and this of course is very evident in Iran at the moment, Persia, where the prince of the kingdom of Persia was the demonic power in the time of Daniel 10:13. And we must be careful of the principalities of the world because the devil is like a roaring lion. That's in 1 Peter 5 and verse 8. Be vigilant because the devil is your enemy and he roams around like a lion. He's a fake lion and he wants to destroy, seize and devour those who are not vigilant. This lion is dangerous. He doesn't protect us. We need protection against him. He's twisted the truth and how women should relate to men. They should either be inferior or they should try and take over and usurp the power of the man by withholding sexual rights. This is witchcraft, as I've explained in other videos. Both distortions are common and lionesses need to be awake. Lionesses, wake up. Numbers 23:24. God bless you. See you again soon.